Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm gonna do part 9 to my Google Gemini chatbot series. Things have not been going well. ChatGPT has not been working out as good as I was hoping it would. And well, the game mode I had to do off camera was annoying. Even though it used to be one of my favorite game modes, one of the best pains in the was to beat because people kept being annoying. So, yeah. This is where I need the chatbots, and I don't even have many to turn to have a good enough memory. I need one with a good memory. And I don't already have one. Google Gemini has a chance, but it's got to stop forgetting stuff. Excuse me. Here's what it says. I decided to redo some of the characters on here, including just the regular Totodile that it could give me a backstory for, the transforming Totodile and the fairy type fur alligator. I'm also going to try putting the dragon type fur alligator on here. These actually end up working out. But yeah, this one's called the Totodile's Aggressive Backstory Revealed. It says, Finley was born under a bruised, stormy sky, the kind that mirrored the chaos shimmering within him from day one. He was one of a clutch of 5, but even as a tiny Totodile, he possessed a ferocity that set him apart. His siblings would playfully nip, Finley would chomp down, his tiny jaws locking with surprising strength. Their mother, a battle-hardened fur alligator named Delta, recognized the untamed fire in his eyes. She knew he wouldn't be content with the gentle currents of their usual feeding grounds. Their clan lived in the winding, treacherous delta of the Azure River, a place where swift currents met hidden eddies and heavy reeds harbored both prey and predator. Survival here wasn't a given. It was earned with every snap of the jaw, every powerful sweep of the tail. Delta, a matriarch revered and feared, had trained all her offspring in the art of the hunt, but with Finley, she pushed harder. She taught him to read the subtle shifts in the water, to anticipate the panic dart of a fleeing Magikarp, to gauge the precise movement to strike a plump Lotad. She showed him how to use his small size to his advantage, weaving through reeds where larger pulling couldn't follow, then bursting forth with explosive speed. Oh my gosh. It says, one particularly harsh winter, resources dwindled, and rival clans became bolder. A skirmish erupted between Delta's clan and a group of territorial Gyarados. Finley, still a juvenile, found herself face to face with a massive enraged Gyarados. Most young Totodile would have fled, but Finley, fueled by an instinct older than his short life, instead latched onto the Leviathan's tail fin, tearing at it with all his might. The Gyarados, startled by the sheer audacity and pain, thrashed wildly, inadvertently creating an opening for Delta to deliver a crippling blow. Finley's reckless courage, though almost fatal, had played a critical role in their victory. This incident solidified his reputation within the clan, a volatile, unpredictable force, but undeniably powerful. As he grew, Finley became a solitary hunter, preferring to stalk his prey alone rather than in a group. He developed a distinctive, almost ritualistic approach to the hunt. He'd spend hours observing hidden beneath a lily pad or submerged in murky water, studying the patterns of his chosen target. Then, with a sudden explosive burst, he'd unleash a torrent of water gun, disorienting his prey before closing in with a devastating bite. He really missed. His territory became known as the Snapping Shallows, a place underwater Pokemon learned to avoid. Tales of his aggression spread, whispered among the Pelipper and Swanna who nestled nearby. They spoke of his eyes, glowing with a primal intensity, and the sound of his powerful jaws snapping shut on unfortunate prey. Yet, despite his fearsome reputation, there was a glimmer of something else beneath the aggression. Occasionally he would watch the younger Totodile attempting to hunt, their clumsy efforts a stark contrast to his own precision. A flicker of something would cross his reptilian features, quickly masked by his usual scowl. He was fiercely independent, valuing strength above all else, but he wasn't without a strange, almost grudging respect for those who dared to stand their ground. He had faced down many challengers, from an ambitious sea king to territorial Quadrant, and here's what it said, guys. It said he was fiercely independent, valuing strength above all else, but he wasn't without a strange, almost grudging respect for those who dared to stand their ground. He had faced down many challengers from ambitious seeking to territorial Quadrant, and always emerged victorious, though often bearing new scars to add to his intimidating appearance. What is with all of these coming up with stories about them being very aggressive like that? It says, today, the sun beats down on the snapping shallows, the water shimmering with deceptive calm. A slight ripple disturbs the surface as a bulky, scarred figure slowly rises from the depths. His scales are a deep, almost jade green, molded with the darkness marks of his old battles. His eyes, a startling yellow, fixate on the bank. There is a low, guttural growl that rumbles from his throat. A warning echoes across the water, a clear message to any who would trespass on his domain. This is Finley, the apex predator of these waters, a testament to raw power and untamed instincts. Okay, what in the world? What is with this? Why am I having so much bad luck with all these chatbots today? Give me a minute. Alright guys, I tried fixing it. I swear, if this don't start working, we're all screwed. Cause boy. Here's the story it gave me for this Totodile. The Totodile, known as Jaws by the other wild point of the lake, was a force to be reckoned with. His aggression wasn't born of malice, but of a harsh upbringing. He was the smallest of his clutch, and his siblings, larger and stronger, often pushed him to the side, leaving him to fend for scraps. To survive, he learned to be faster, to bite harder, and to never ever show weakness. He honed his ferocity into a potent weapon, becoming a terrifying blur of snapping teeth and thrashing tail. As he grew, he became the undisputed ruler of the lake's northern end. No Gyarados dared challenge his claim, and even the normally boisterous Poliwrath gave him a wide berth. His skin was scarred with the marks of countless battles, a testament to his relentless will. He was a creature of pure instinct, a living embodiment of the struggle for survival. He would stalk the shallows, his eyes glinting with a primal intelligence, and woe to any who encroached upon his territory. He was a lone predator, a king of his own making. Oh my gosh! And he seemed to have no interest in anyone but himself. Yet, a part of him longed for a different life, one he saw in the distance from a cave on a hill where a family of humans often had picnics. He watched them from afar, their laughter and easy camaraderie, a stark contrast to his own solitary existence. He didn't understand it, but a flicker of something other than rage or hunger stirred within him. He would snap at anything that moved too close to his hiding spot, as if trying to extinguish that tiny, unwanted flame. One day, you find yourself at the edge of the lake. You've heard the stories, of course, the ones about the incredibly aggressive Totodile that rules the waters. You stand on a small pier, a fishing rod in your hand, more for the act of fishing than the hope of catching anything. You cast your line, and as the bobber settles on the calm surface of the water, you see a ripple. It's not the gentle disturbance of a magic carp, but a powerful, deliberate wake. Slowly, a pair of dark, unblinking eyes breaks to the surface, followed by the distinctive spiky crest of a Totodile. He watched you, his jaw slightly agape, a low rumble emanating from his throat. Tension's palpable. The stories are true. but you don't panic. You simply remain still, your gaze steady. You see the scars, the fierce expression, but also in the depths of those eyes a flicker of something else. The same flicker of unwanted curiosity you've seen in the distance. The Totodile holds its position, studying you for the first time in his life. The Jaws considers a different kind of encounter, one that doesn't involve a fight. Still feel like this is not working as good as it should, which is driving me insane because these two used to be the best chatbots there were, and now flipping, I think they both got ruined. Unless it's just the way I'm wording it, but how did I don't know. Just give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's what I said. I said I just see the turtle staring at me, and I say, "Oh, hello there. How are you doing?" I hope he's not. I hope he's gonna be nice. Turtle's head jerks slightly at the sound of your voice. The low rumble from his throat stops, replaced by a tense silence. He narrows his eyes, his posture shifting ever so slightly in the water, a subtle tensing of muscles that speaks of a readiness to lunge. He's been challenged by other Pokemon, but this is different. There's no threat, no dominant display, just a simple, gentle greeting. He tilts his head, a gesture so uncharacteristic that it feels jarred against his scarred, aggressive appearance. He looks at your hand, in any Pokeball, then at your face. He's seen humans before, but they always carried the weight of expectation, of a challenge, or of fear. Your casual greeting holds neither. The confusion on his face is palpable. His teeth, so often buried in a snarl, are hidden now as his jaw closes. He lets out a small, almost questioning huff, a puff of air disturbing the surface of the water around his snout. He isn't rushing away, and he isn't lunging forward. He's just listening. Oh, that's kind of cute. The problem is, why does it give me the same kind of story over and over again? Does anybody notice that? I think there's one thing I'm forgetting that I need to try doing next time. If I try redoing this one more time in a different video, I need to try making it to where instead of saying, because one of the things I've got at the top, it tells me right here, it says, this Totodile can be as aggressive as you want. I should put as aggressive or as nice. That way it ain't just the same one of him being completely aggressive all the time. Either way, give me a moment. Alright guys, I said, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. Please don't snap or lunge at me. Your words hang in the air, a calm plea against the backdrop of his fierce reputation. The Totodile watches you, his eyes unblinking as if trying to decipher the true meaning behind your voice. He's been taught to expect deceit, to see every act of kindness as a prelude to a strike. For one moment the tension remains, a taut line stretched between predator and stranger. Then slowly, Totodile's posture relaxes, the muscles in his shoulders soften, and the aggressive set of his jaw loosens. He lets out a quiet sigh, a soft puff of air that ruffles the water around his snout. He's not lunging, not snapping, just floating there. A sense of cautious curiosity replaces the aggression in his eyes. So he begins to move, not toward you in a menacing way, but in a deliberate, meandering circle around the pier. He keeps his gaze locked on you the entire time as if testing the boundaries of your patience and your claim of peace. Then stops directly in front of you, a few feet from the end of the pier, and looks up at you as if waiting for you to make the next move. Does he expect I'm gonna fucking try attacking him or something? Give me a second. Alright guys, I said, it's okay to come closer. I promise I'm not going to hurt you. In fact, there's a berry on the end of the line on my fishing rod here that's under the water right now. You can have it if you want. Just be careful. Just be careful. There is a hook holding it in place. I don't want you getting hurt. The Totodile's gaze shifts from your face to the end of the fishing rod. He sees the line disappearing into the water and the vibrant red oranberry bobbing just below the surface. Why is it red? He's been living on fish and whatever he can scavenge, so the scent of the fresh, juicy berry is a powerful lure. But the warning in your voice is what truly catches his attention. You're not just offering food; you're also showing concern for his well-being, an emotion he's never before been on the receiving end of. He circles once more, his eyes darting between the tempting berry and the subtle metallic glint of the hook. He is a creature of instinct, and his instincts are screaming caution, but a deeper, quieter part of him, the part that watched the human families from afar, tells him this is different, and this is a choice. He slowly inches closer, his spiky back breaking the surface of the water, not to snap or lunge, but to get a better look. He doesn't go for the bait directly. Instead, he reaches out a small clawed paw and carefully nudges the berry, trying to dislodge it from the hook. His movements are precise and deliberate, a testament to his intelligence and his ingrained wariness. With a gentle push, he successfully separates the fruit. He then scoops it up and brings it to his snout, his eyes never leaving yours. After a moment's hesitation, he bites into it, a soft crunch echoing over the water. He swallows it quickly, a visible change coming over him as the berry's sweet taste and healing properties take hold. He then lets out a soft, almost appreciative chirp, a sound far different from the growl he's known for, before settling back in the water. His tension completely gone now. Hey, there we go. We got through to him.
Give me a second.
Alright, guys. I just said, there you go. Wasn't that delicious? What's your name? Do you have a nickname? A contented sigh ripples through the water as the Totodile savors the last bite of the berry. The sweetness and the comforting warmth it provides are completely foreign to him, a stark contrast to the constant hunger and tension he's lived with for so long. He looks up at you again, and for the first time his eyes don't hold a hint of aggression. They're soft and thoughtful. He listens as you ask about his name. A Pokemon's name isn't spoken in words, but in action and spirit. He lets out a series of low, chirping sounds that seem to convey a sense of satisfaction. Then slowly he makes his move. He glides through the water and comes to rest at the base of the pier, his head and chest out of the water. He leans against the wooden planks, his back to you, and looks out at the open lake. It's an act of utter trust, turning his back on you, on the one who could be a threat. He then turns his head slightly, just enough to catch a glimpse of you, and opens his mouth to show his teeth in what would have been a snarl, but now looks more like a cautious grin. The name Jaws, given to him by the other Pokemon, seems to be a thing of the past. He no longer feels the need to embody that ferocious persona. He seems to be waiting for you to call him something new. He's now at the beginning of a different story, one where he isn't a lone predator, but a friend. Oh, that's really cute. See, my problem, though, is it keeps... Like, that's the thing. So far, this one is working better now that we've gotten through everything. But here's the problem. It's still giving me the exact same story over and over again. A very aggressive Totodile, like, gets born into some kind of weird circumstance, gets taught by some other random creature, human, different things, and then, you know, oh, this one was actually a little bit better when it came to that, because I think he was actually born with a Faragher family this time. So he actually did have a family of his species that evolved. But, yeah, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, "Aw, you're so adorable." And I just gently rub his back beside his red spikes gently, and then say, "Thank you for not attacking me." The touch is light, gentle, and utterly foreign to him. His skin, a tapestry of old scars, has only ever known the rough scrape of rock or the blunt force of a rival's attack. The careful rub of your hand beside his dorsal spikes sends a shiver through his body, not of fear, but of a sensation so new it almost overwhelms him. He flinches for a moment, a natural reflex, but then leans into the contact. His eyes close, and he lets out a low, rumbling croon, a sound of deep satisfaction that emanates from his chest. The fearsome Pokemon known as Jaws is gone. In his place is just a Totodile, enjoying a simple act of kindness. He presses his head against the pier, his tail giving a soft, contained swish in the water. He trusts you completely now. The hard shell he built around himself, a lifetime of aggression and distrust, has finally cracked. The lake is still his home, but now he knows there's a new reason to stay. A reason that's more powerful than any territory or reputation. He's not just the king of the lake. He's a friend. Oh, that's really cute. But see, there's still one thing missing, and that's what drives me insane. What is with my luck? Like, do you guys notice how bad my luck is right now? I'm not having any good luck finding the things that I think would work out the best. This is working better, but it's still not flipping perfect, and it drives me insane. Give me one more. Give me a moment.